Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Public Affair. Before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to thank everybody so much, of course, for all the continued love and support that you guys continue to show the show. I truly appreciate it. You guys always let me just do me and be slutty and my red wine and anyway, listen. Okay. Big shout out to Rogue Media Network, of course, Mike and Alice and everybody who's involved with the production of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you guys behind the scenes. Thank you for also letting me do me. And just again to everybody, if you've not yet, please like, share, and subscribe. This episode doesn't. Before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just some of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by my boy David Santabanez with Alinea Real Estate, the #1 sales agent in his office at Alinea. That's right, darling. Listen, he's helping you buy homes, sell properties, whatever you want to do and relates to a house. My boy's got you. There's a reason why he's the #1 sales agent in his office and has been for at least as long as he's been supporting The Public Affair. So make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea. Call the number on the screen, darling, for all your real estate needs. My boy David Santabanez is out there killing it. David, we working, bro. We working. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Pee-wee's Crab Cakes of Texas with my girl Nika Armstrong, serving the most authentic Cajun cuisine. I say that with all due confidence because she has the best Cajun in Central Texas, and we can fight, okay? She has an amazing selection of signature crab cakes, pastas, seafood, and more. My favorite is the crabby seafood pasta. She's got brunch now, Joe. She's got brunch. You know we're gonna get fucked up at some brunch at Pee-wee's right there by the house too. Okay,
that's the spot.
That's the spot. I love it. 108 Jim Drive in Hewitter. Order online at peeweescrabcakesoftexas.com. To my girl Anika Armstrong, the Cajun Queen. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Arturo's Framing, my boy Arturo and my girl Eva de la Cruz. They do wood framing for houses and all remodeling. Listen, if you want a house built from the whole ground up, you got to hit up Arturo's Frame as well. They're gonna build you a whole house. The house of your dream. Habla Inglés, Espanol. Call the number on the screen for free in-town consultation. Listen, they're from Riso, but they service all the surrounding areas, okay? Follow on Facebook at Arturo's Frame. Eva, Arturo, thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the JB Auto Detailing, my boy Joseph Blanca, who provides mobile detailing for all of Waco and the surrounding areas. He promises 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if you're going to be like me and Joe after this episode and have residue in the car, you got to hit up Joseph Blancas. Okay, with JB Auto Detailing, he'll come to you so that way you don't have to be making trips and stuff like that. Pricing and such at JBAuto.net. Call the number on the screen to book, and on Facebook at JB Auto Detailing. Thank you guys so much, Joseph, for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Oh, and of course to my girl Sonia's Event Planning and Rentals with my girl Sonia Childers. She's an event planner that specializes in weddings, quinceañeras, darling, that's right, baby showers, corporate events, and so much more. Listen, she takes appointments only because she is booked and busy, but you can take the stress of planning your event off your shoulders by reaching out to her for a scheduled consultation at Shoulders 99. I fucked it up. Of course, to my girl Sonia's Event Planning and Rentals with Sonia Childers. She's an event planner that specializes in wedding, quinceañeras, darling, that's right, baby showers, corporate events, and so much more. Now, she's appointments only because she's booked and busy, that's right, but you can still take the stress of planning your event off your shoulders by reaching out for a scheduled consultation at Shoulders1994 at yahoo.com or call the number on the screen and let her take care of everything to make your parties super lit, super dedicated. I love me some Sonia Childers. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Waco fencing and stuff with my boy Juan Morales, who provides privacy fences and chain link fences for all that extra at-home privacy, so that way Joe can have all that extra at-home privacy at his house. He also does demolitions, builds wood decks, stone patios, and gorgeous flower beds, darling. That's right. You can contact him with the number on the screen for your consultation. To my boy Juan Morales, thank you so much for being a longtime supporter. And of course, to Sonia Childers with Sonia's Event Planning and Rentals. She's an event planner that specializes in weddings, quinceañeras, baby showers, corporate events, and so much more. Appointments only because, she's booked and busy, but you can still take the stress of planning your event off your shoulders by reaching out to her for a consultation at Shoulders1994 at yahoo.com or call the number on the screen. Listen, my girl Sonia's Event Planning and Rental. She ain't playing no games. My girl is doing it. Sonia, thank you so much for being a longtime sponsor of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you. All right, guys.
I mean, it been some bitches that I said fuck it to. I don't think I've ever just said fuck it to the whole.
You can say fuck it to a dude. Yes, you can.
I don't.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's fun. It's really fun. It's really nice. It feels nice too.
I'm just gonna have to take your word for it. At this point.
Joe, please listen. You can do it with me. As you guys can see, we just got started because we've been drinking red wine. I put Joe onto some red wine. I have been very excited about this next guest being onto the show. As you guys can see, I'm half dressed because I'm paying homage to the photo shoot that he did for me. When I just said, you know what, you have me coming here all kinds of hours and I'm not going to be wearing nothing except my nighttime attire, which is usually less than this, but we got to keep it cute because we're on camera. I'm so honored and happy to finally welcome Mr. Joe Leyo, a local photographer here on The Public Affair. And as you can see, we've wasted no time jumping right into it. How you doing? First of all, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Andrew. Good. I can't complain.
I'm so happy that you're here.
I am too. Yes. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming, absolutely. And I did not think that you were as open to things as when I first met you.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing. Like, you were excited to shoot with me. And I just said, listen, I want to go like just bottoms list. Can you please confirm for everybody that saw that picture? Just tell them I really wasn't wearing anything.
Yeah, he took everything off.
I did.
I told him he didn't have to. We could have made it look like he was naked, but he said he'd rather go for the whole appeal. Yes. And I'm all for, giving the organic.
Listen, look at these fucking legs. You better goddamn, okay, right?
Yeah, show them off. Hey,
I worked hard for these legs.
Hey, we had them calves popping.
We had them calves popping. Yo, yep. I got laid like 3 times that week.
See, and I promised him at least 5 DMs. He told me like a couple days later, you got like 3 of them.
Yeah, it was like 3.
I still felt bad because I was down 2, but
it was enough. It was enough. That's fine because sometimes. Oh, are we good? Okay. Sometimes it's a little bit less than that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was very effective, and I really wanted to wear the same exact outfit that I wore. When you did the picture, because you're here. So I hope you're not uncomfortable in the hope.
No, hey, man.
Just stare at me, not my legs.
You know what? Like I tell everybody, man, yes. it's I'm comfortable with who I am as a person. Sure. So you being who you are around me will never affect how I feel.
There you go.
You know what I mean? It's the people that have, issues eternally that let the outside, forces affect who they are, bro. Oh, yeah. And, those are the ones that need to really sit down and, reanalyze who they are as a person.
You mean like people that work for the city, allegedly?
Anybody. I'm not going to say names. There's a lot of people out there that let, outside forces, make them uncomfortable.
Yes, no, absolutely. Listen, you're a man of ambitions and you're a judgmental man, if you will. And I'm just super happy to have you on the show.
I'm in a field where
you have to be open-minded.
I got to be open-minded. Yes. I get so many different requests, and if I let certain requests kind of deter me from taking jobs, then I'm not really gonna get too far.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
I mean, as an entrepreneur, I have my right to turn down work, but what fun is that? What fun is that in diversity?
Exactly.
I don't want to just be a specific type of shooter. I want to shoot everything.
You want to shoot everything.
It don't matter if I try to specialize in something, it means I get comfortable with that. And if I'm comfortable with something, then there's no room for growth.
Yes.
So I like to challenge myself. I like to welcome, off the wall ideas. That's why if you follow my work, I do a lot of, traditional and generalized stuff, but I also do a lot of off the wall stuff.
Like
I'm a real big and not even just that. I'm a big fan of Halloween. So I like to dip into the Halloween stuff. Why?
Oh, I hate Halloween.
Why?
I hate dress up.
You hate dressing up?
I hate dressing up. I hate getting dressed. I hate shopping. I do. I
hate shopping.
I do. I hate shopping. And I guess because I have this phobia, Joe, where for a long time I did not fit into Halloween costumes. So I was that one at Spirit Halloween trying them on and ripping them and giving them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
See, I was the boy that had to go and custom make costumes because I was too big to fit in the ones that they gave.
But then you know what else I hate too is theme parties.
Theme parties?
Like I can't stand, so Halloween is like a theme to me. You know what I mean? And I can't stand when like somebody's having a party and like, okay, this is the theme and this is what you have to be like. And I'm like, oh shit. I wanted to just come like this so that way their husband can, be all over me. You know what I mean?
He said he's stealing husbands everywhere he goes.
I'm not stealing husbands. Their husbands are coming to me.
Willingly.
Let's get these things straight.
Andrew said there's no gun in his hands.
There's none. 0. I'm not forcing you to do nothing, Listen, I'm giving Joe his first taste of red wine and he's feeling it. I love it so much.
Hey, I will tell you, I'm about 6 sips in and it's not bad.
Are you already getting ready to start in men's DMs?
No,
okay.
Nowhere near. It'll probably take a few bottles. I'd have to be like 20, 30 bottles.
One bottle, I swear to God, will fuck you up. I swear.
I believe it fuck me up, but it would take a lot for me to want to change over. I'm pretty, confident swinging in the team I swing for.
Okay, I got you.
So that, and like I said, that in turn is what makes me comfortable sitting down and having conversations with multiple people of different backgrounds.
Yes.
I'm comfortable with who I am. So you can be you all you want, and there's nothing that's going to, make me feel...
You sounded echoey to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That's what men do when you want to get it closer to you. You know what I mean? I was getting you to practice.
Hey, you know what? I've been on the giving end of that, and women, I'm sorry, because I felt kind of violated, just like try because you just put it to my lips, like,
the girl puts their penis to your lips?
No, I've never had a penis put to my lips. That's what I'm saying. I put the penis to the lips.
It's the most beautiful thing in the world, Joe. I'm telling you. Actually, we were having a conversation. Oh, here's a good thing. We were having a conversation about, we were playing Fortnite. It was me, Morrow, who's a really good friend of both of ours, by the way. Big shout out to him. I love Morrow. He's one of my best friends. Me, him, our friend Israel, and Johnny. We were playing Fortnite, and one of them had asked, would you suck penis for $1 billion? Yes, you would. Joe. For $1 billion, you wouldn't suck penis for 2 minutes? For 2 minutes? For 2 minutes.
For 2 minutes?
Yes.
See, y'all went too. I want to know who was asking these questions.
I mean, I'm not gonna, I will tell you it wasn't Morrow, because Morrow's not about that life.
I would be surprised if it was Morrow.
No, it was not him, and he did not entertain the conversation at all. But I told them, and I was like, absolutely you would. It's $2 billion. Guests or viewers, please, Joe, Man, would you yes or no for $2 billion? Untaxed, raw $2 billion.
Bro, no, I wouldn't. But hey, I'm gonna tell you what.
Cooch for $2 billion. Yes.
But see, Andrew, I have so much faith that we're such good friends. Yes. If I got that deal, I would pass it on to you in hopes that you trickle some of that down back to me, just for the finder's fee.
Might give you $20. Like,
hey, that's cool for me. That's $20 more than I had before the dick got off.
I would do it for free though. That doesn't count when you ask me.
Nah, you ain't gonna do it for free around me. No. We finna get some money.
Okay, listen, but if it was like if somebody asked me, Andrew, would you eat cat for $2 billion? I would absolutely do it for $2 billion. Yes, for 2 minutes. Now it would be the most disgusting 2 minutes of my life, and I would regret it. But I have $2 billion.
Man, you know? I don't know. My pride is worth a little more than two.
You guys, listen, men are nasty. Stop acting like that.
Hey, I won't deny I am nasty, but I'm not suck a dick nasty. You know, I just can't. I mean, I have gay friends, gay family. You know, I fucked around, had gay dogs in my past, but I myself just you know, it's just not for me.
Not doing that. Listen, we got too into it. First of all, I'm again grateful that you are. So that you're here. I'm loving this. For anybody who doesn't know you, Joe, which they've known a lot about you now. They know that you won't suck PB for $2 billion, which is fine. Hey. But yeah, first of all, excuse me, you're on a podcast, all right?
Hey, so that's why I need to look
if somebody calls you, you have to answer. But can you tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, please, and just like where you're from and all that, growing up and all that?
Well, for those that don't know, I grew up here in Waco. Yes. I'm actually originally, though, born in Dallas. That's something a lot of people don't know.
You're from Dallas.
Well, I can't say I'm from Dallas for the sense that
you were born at the hospital and then
I was born in the hospital and my...
So you're from Waco.
well, see, I want to say we had a few years, amongst the years down there when my mom was staying there, and then she moved down when I want to say I was about maybe 3.
Yeah.
So... I can't say that I'm from there in the sense that I don't remember growing up. Sure. Any I mean, who the hell remembers them at 3 years old? You know. Yeah. I remember growing up here in Waco. It's just my birth certificate happens to be, you know, a Dallas birth certificate.
Joe, you're from Waco. Stop it. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna deny that.
He's like, I'm from Dallas.
I can't fully say I'm from Waco because of that birth certificate. You know what I mean? Because then I'd be lying. If I said, oh, I'm Waco born and raised, then it's really a lie.
Okay, it's really a lie.
I mean, I can say that and everybody would agree, you know, from the heart, but you know, in reality.
Now, South Side, is that what I heard?
South Side.
I love South. Yes.
Majority of my life was South.
Okay.
We actually growing up, we weren't really all that stable, so we moved around. We lived a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Right. You know, so we've lived in the East, we lived in the North. Wow. We just happened to land and find you know, footing in the South.
For sure. I love South Waco men. Now I love all kinds of men and I've had different men run this show. You know, I had the East on here, the North, the South, or whatever, but South just does it for my bottoms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottoms that I'm not wearing.
These are the bottoms I'm not wearing.
How was your life growing up? Does that mean it sucked?
I mean, you know, to me, maybe.
Yeah.
But on the outside looking in, our situations aren't always as bad to others.
Okay.
You know, because there's always somebody who has it worse.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know, it took a lot of growing up for me to actually sit there and, you know, say, okay, well, you know, I had it rough growing up, but it wasn't as rough as it could be.
Some people.
You know?
Yes.
Some people could say that's just me, you know, trying to make like a, you know, safety mechanism to protect my inner child, saying it wasn't too bad. But, I mean, I grew up and met people that were way worse off than I was.
Yeah, for sure.
Which made me go back and, you know, say, hey, it was a little rocky, but, you know, we came out.
I have to say, doing this show makes me see that perspective in a different lens. You know what I mean? Because I've had so many guests on the show. I'm like, oh my God, but that wasn't my life. You know what I mean? Like it's terrible what some people go through.
And that's what photography does for me too. It's like, you know, I'm an easy person to talk to.
Yes.
I'm not difficult to get along with, you
Not
know.
at all,
So
yeah.
it's not uncommon to find people wanting to open up to me about situations when it's just me, them, the camera, they're feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
afterwards we have a little segment where we sit down and we go through the photos together, and
Yes.
you know, we just look at what we have and we do a selection process.
Okay.
And, you know, I like to form a bond with my clients.
Yeah.
It's not just money to me.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
I mean, I
Mhm.
love what I do. Yes, I have to get paid for
Absolutely.
it. But I love meeting the people. I love the ideas they bring, the creativity some of my clients prosper with, and it's you know, it's relaxing.
It is what. It's perfect.
But I find people, like I say, they open up to me and they share a little bit about their lives, their past. And like I said, throughout, you know, a lot of that process it's you know, reflecting on myself, like, you know, dang, you know, you had a bad growing up, but I see what you're doing, I see where you're going.
That's
you know. So,
you know, I want to talk to you about the early. I mean, because Joe is a photographer. Like I said, you took my photos, which I loved them, right? The DMs were popping, okay. And you know what? I've worked with 3 different photographers so far. You, Kenneth, who we love, and my friend Lindsay from high school, who did my first cover photo for the Public Affair. And I have to say, working with all 3 different types of photographers, you guys all have different styles. I noticed that with you were kind of asking me how I wanted the picture to look. Does that make sense? Like, it was like, okay, so what do you think you should do next? And, you know, and so I want to talk to you about the early career in photography, how you got into it and what makes your style that way.
All right. Well, first off, I'm a big fan of customer service. Mm-hmm. You can have the best product in the world, but if your customer service is garbage, I won't buy it. Okay. You know? So where I, you know, offer myself is in ways that I like, you know, my service being offered. Okay. And, you know, the way that I do it is you as a client are real hands-on in the whole experience.
Yes.
It comes with its problems, but I feel like, you know, to gain that returning customer, they want to be comfortable with who it is taking their photos. You know?
For sure.
It's, first off, it's hard being real comfortable in who you are for certain people. Not for all, but for certain people in front of a stranger. You know, so if I can give them a family experience and make them feel like I am their friend, then at that point they're a little more, you know, it's a little more incentive to get comfortable around me. You know?
For sure,
Especially with some certain style of photography I do. Like I do some boudoir shoots. Oh. And I can't have, you know, I got to let the women know that, hey, it's cool to be comfortable around me. You know, I'm looking at you as a piece of art, not just a naked woman.
Objectifying you. Yeah, for sure.
And it's hard because I get that stigma a lot, you know, especially in my early years. I got a lot of men like, hey, I bet you do this so you can, you know, be around all the pretty women and
like that,
you can see boobs and
but you're an artistic. Yeah, you see things on an artistic
I can guarantee. Hey, man, majority of the times when I'm doing shoots like that, you know, there's no arousal there. There's nothing there. Like it's strictly a job.
So are you saying that you didn't get any arousal when you did my photo shoot?
Nah, not at all, Andrew. You know, hey, I'm looking at is how can I get my viewers to be aroused? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not me. I mean, they were aroused. I don't need to be aroused. You know what I'm saying? It's my viewers. It's I'm looking at the, you know, my subject through the lens of not just me, but who's going to be looking.
Is it hard to adopt that personality though, or do you think that was just natural? Because, you know, most men, like when you're doing a woman shoot and this a big busty woman and she's got hot legs and hot boobs, you know, naturally you'd want to be like, oh, this is the best job in the world. But you're saying that you don't even look at it in that perspective. That you're looking at more an artistic aspect.
Yeah, I mean, at first, you know, I ain't gonna lie, there is that thought, you know, but when you actually get to it, there is no thought of it. You're not thinking in a perverted manner. You're thinking, okay, what can I do to insinuate these curves? What can I do to make them pop more? Okay. You know, so if you ask anybody that I've done boudoir shoots with, they will tell you there are certain words and lingo that I will not use to make, you know, just to be comfortable. You know, I won't say titties, vagina, stuff like that. You know, I use, can you touch your breast? You know, maybe more on your midsection.
So what do you call the vagina? Your cat?
Can you put your hands right in between your legs?
Oh, okay.
You ain't even got to call it a name. Just put your hands between your legs, cover yourself.
And they know.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. If you ever catch me on site, I pose my models, and you know, and a lot of the posing I do myself because I have to know how difficult that work is for my models.
Right, for sure.
Because it is not easy. Modeling is not easy work. I don't care what anybody tells you. You see?
Well, photo shoots are annoying. I will say that. Like they're necessary. Yeah. You know what I mean, for like promotion and stuff like that. But I actually loathe photo shoots.
Why?
Because they're annoying. The dress up aspect. I told you I don't like doing dress up. You know, like okay. So Kenneth did my cover photo. with my Vera Wang suit. I hated looking for that suit.
Wow.
I hated it because it was fucking annoying. It was annoying trying it on. It was annoying having to go pick it up. It was annoying, and then I thought it was wrong. Like, it was just terrible.
But I bet you love them images.
I mean, I looked fucking scrumptious. It's the cover photo of my show, yeah.
See, like you said, it's a necessary evil.
Yes, but with you, I just pulled my robe out of my drawer and I was like, I bet.
And we killed it.
And we did. I took my pants off and he said it was okay. Yeah. What is your thought on like iPhone photographers? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna buy $200 package and it's just your iPhone 11 or excuse me, 13 Pro Max. Is that offensive to you?
Well, I call it offensive.
You know how some people do that? Like, they're iPhone photographers? That's not professional to me. Like, if I pay you for a photo shoot and you come with an iPhone,
that's really like me going in there and cooking you some Hot Pockets and calling myself a chef. You know, same concept, but very, very different skill sets.
You're not down with that.
I mean, it's not that I'm down with it because there are some people that can make it work. You know, but okay. It's, you know... Would I do it?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't do it, but I won't not because like there are some people that can make it look good.
I got you.
There are some iPhone photographers that can pull some tricks off that, you know, I can do with my camera, but I could never do with my phone.
No,
you know
yeah,
I mean?
most definitely.
But will I knock them for it? No. Would I ever be one? No.
Were you ever one in the beginning, like early on in the career?
Early on in the career, I wouldn't say that I was an iPhone photographer because when I found out I wanted to be a photographer, I actually when it got there, I had, you know, a little bit of money to afford the equipment. That's a different story.
Oh.
But I mean, when I found out there were signs before that. You know, I was a little bit OCD, so every time I took a picture, the composition had to be correct. It had to be, you know, centered. And, you know, later on when I started doing more research, I found out about the rule of the thirds, and I started being able to play with that. And next thing you know, I was a photographer.
So, but you mentioned earlier that what was the story behind getting the money for the equipment? Because the equipment's expensive, right? Like, you can't just go buy a $100 camera and call it a day.
Nah.
Yeah.
It was I mean, like, when it comes to cameras, I always tell people it's not about what you have, but how you use it.
Yes.
But in the same breath, I will tell you, like, cameras have limitations.
Oh, yeah,
you know, they can only do so much.
Right.
You can only do so much with the megapixels. Certain cameras, if you're doing off-camera flash, there's what they call the shutter speed, and certain shutter speeds can't match up with the high frequencies that these lights fire off.
Oh, wow, okay.
So you end up with dark images.
Yeah.
So certain cameras, the cheaper cameras, they can only go up to a certain shutter speed, where the more higher end cameras can go even higher than that. So, you know, it's better for like sports photography or shooting outdoors in the bright lights and stuff like that. Because that's what I do. I use a lot of off camera flash.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, before I became a photographer, I used to work at Rent-A-Center.
Oh, okay.
And I used to go around, drop off houses, everything. I was also a security guard.
Right.
And I was also a drug dealer. I wouldn't say drug dealer because I don't consider marijuana a drug.
You were selling weed.
I sold weed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You were doing DoorDash orders.
But
like
I sold a lot of weed.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Through Rent-A-Center. You know, I used to because my cousin was a sales manager. The credit manager was a real good friend of mine.
Yes.
And the store manager, as long as we did our job, she didn't really care what happened.
She didn't care if you were selling weed over the counter
well,
with the sofa. She kept
herself ignorant to the fact.
Okay.
She told you when everything happened, when I got caught up, she told me I kind of had the idea, but I just kind of let it go.
So you were selling TVs and you were putting pot in them, or what were you doing?
No, not the pot. So
it wasn't like that. Okay.
Basically, what I'll do is we're picking up a few bricks at a time.
Yeah.
And this guy that I was associated with, which I don't fuck with no more.
You don't associate with him anymore. Okay, yeah.
But, you know.
Was he part of the marijuana ring that you guys were part of?
Yeah, it had a part to do with that.
And yes.
So, that's a whole nother story, too.
Oh, shit. Don't get me beat up now, Joe.
No.
Yes,
it's him. It's him to this day. Like, man, I got kids and a family.
Oh, yeah.
Been beat him up. I know where he work, everything. I've ran into him so many times.
Okay.
And it's just, like I said, I'm not the same person I used to be.
For sure.
You know, back in the day, I would have just made a quick phone call, and we got that handled. But now it's like, I got kids. Yes. I got a career that I'm trying to pursue. I mean, I'm a great photographer, but I'm trying to be the best. I can't be the best if I'm locked up for some charges, from the past. So,
okay. Did you get caught while you were working, or how did that work?
I got caught while I was working.
Undercover? What was
it? It was stupidity. It was greed. It was knowing better and not doing better.
Okay.
It's what it was is I got caught, but to me, I felt like it was God's way of telling me I needed to move away from that.
Yeah,
without being too severe. Because like I said, we used to, man, you can ask anybody, used to ride around with bricks in the car, like at least 36 ounces in a duffel bag.
Yeah.
And I'd pull up to my bites, you know, I'd go give them a rent-a-center tag and hand them what they want and have a nice day and dip off.
That's so
you know,
wild.
but I also would go knock on doors and leave tags like I needed to. You know what I'm saying? It was just I drop off.
Did some of the customers know they're like, oh wait, he's got some?
Some of them customers used to give me payments as I took their payments too. Hey, we used to get it. Hey, Andrew, I would pull up, I'd give you an ounce, I'd collect the payment for that washer and dry, and I'd be on my way.
That's it.
That's it. You know, I would keep my route clear. You know, all my customers knew what top it was.
Okay.
I remember, and this is my first time ever going in. I met this lady.
Yes.
And we went to go service her recliner. She was stuck in her recliner. She was a pretty heavy-set woman.
Yes.
Her recliner went back, it unplugged, and she couldn't get forward. So we had to go service it, plug it up, and get her down. You know what I'm saying? But while we're there, she's hitting this big-ass bong. It's like a big-ass dick.
Oh, wow.
And she's hitting it. She's like, oh, wait, hold on, baby. You got to go. I don't know. You look like the police. I was like, ma'am, hold on.
I work for Rent-A-Center.
Yeah, I was like, hey, we cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, my cousin in there taking shots and shit, you know, they smoking on the pipe. And I was like, damn.
Was he smoking out of the penis?
He didn't hit the penis. She tried to. She told him at first the only way he was going to hit it was through the penis. But we stood our ground. We're not finna hit no dicks.
Oh, I want to go work for Rent-A-Center now. This is great.
I would tell you Rent-A-Center's pretty loud, bro, but it's just one of those places that sucks you in and slowly kills you.
I see.
You know?
Okay, it's a job.
It's not a job, it's your life. Like, you're there from 8 in the morning to about 8 o'clock in the evening, bro. Fuck that.
I bet you were making some good weed money.
Man, honestly, there were days where I had more money in my pocket than I did in the register. You know what I mean? And that was actually quite frequent.
Okay.
Like, no bullshit. I used to carry around a little $20 trap phone. I used to, you know, hey, man, when we got caught, I was blessed because, it's like, all right, so for the longest, my fiance had told me, I shouldn't carry around as much money as I was. Because I would walk around with bands in my pocket. I didn't care. What if I want to buy a car?
Yeah.
You know, mindset.
I'm just on Franklin and want to buy a car.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I worked at the one right there on Franklin.
Oh.
Yeah. But
everything is alleged before Rent-A-Center wants to sue the public affair.
Hey, alleged. It's alleged.
Allegedly.
I may or may not have. No,
I got you.
But, so... I would, you know, she told me to stop carrying as much money, and that day I was like, you know what, I get paid today, I got a couple bites, let me go ahead and I just collect what I get. I got to go to a baby shower later anyway, so I didn't have plans on doing nothing, so I didn't need too much on me. And we were originally supposed to get 10 bricks, 5 for me, 5 for my boy. That fell through. You know, it's the guys we used to get our stuff from, that there was some I want to say there were NBA players down in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
That the same plugs used to ship to, too.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, they ended up with our order. So our guy had to go to them and get our stuff and then bring it back to us.
It's the whole thing.
And, it was just a whole big-ass mess. So I ended up with nothing. And I was sold out. I hit my partner. I was like, yo, do you have anything for the weekend? He was like, yeah, I can get you a little something. So he brought me a little something. And I told him, all right, well, Monday when we get our package, I'll go ahead and replace that for you. He said, that's cool. Sold half of that off, bro. And like I said, we went on about our trip. We were riding through Chilton.
Yes.
Down past Robinson. We were out in Chilton. And we were on our way back until I remembered we had to go pick up a computer for Lot.
Oh,
so,
wow.
you know, and the whole plan was when we were going back to the store, we were going to light a blunt and smoke on the way back to the store. And that was it. Until I forgot, that's the whole other way. So we had to turn around and go back. So we go pick up the computer from this lady, and I'm in the truck. I'm on, you know, I'm sitting there setting up plays from when I got off, and I was finna go hit that baby shower afterwards. And I tell my homie, I was like, hey, can you go get that computer real quick? It did not click on me that the lady was racist, bro. She was an old racist white lady, bro. She hated black people.
Yes.
And I sent my boy, was, you know, he's a black guy. I sent him to go check. I was like, hey, go over there and grab that for me. Bro, we smelled like weed. He was black, and he was picking up a computer that she already didn't want to let go of. It was just a recipe for disaster.
And that was it.
As soon as we left, she was already on the phone, bro. Called the cops, talking about we went over there, smelled like weed. So as soon as we hit the corner, there was a canine unit behind us. Yeah, bro. So we ended up pulling over, and they found the weed or whatever. Like I said, I mean, I wasn't gonna sit there because they were trying to take us both, and it was cold because the cop that arrested me was black. But he would not accept the fact that I was the one that had the weed. He kept trying to pin it on the black guy. We know it's you.
You were trying to be like, no, this is mine.
Yeah, I told him, like, I could let him take the charge, because they weren't trying to charge me with it. They was trying to get me to talk about him. And I was like, you know what? I wasn't raised like that. I'm a real one. So if I get caught up, I'm gonna take my charge. That's it.
I said that too. I'll snitch too.
So that's why,
so whatever. We're going down together, bitch.
Well, see, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to keep quiet, but I was like, man, I'm not finna sit here and let him, get caught up for stuff that I did. That is my weed. We were smoking on it, but I tried to tell the cops that it was just me. He went and told Renton Center it was both of us, so they fired him. Renton Center was like, well, we wish we ain't have to fire you, but hey, because I was out of everybody's door.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you were getting all their money.
Yeah, it's not even plus just more. That. It's like, like I said, I did security for a while, bro. So when it came to taking no for an answer, I'll sit at your door all day knocking. I ain't care.
Yeah.
Like I remember this one time, I went to go pick up a bed from somebody. I sat there knocking at his door for like 45 minutes. He called my cousin, talking about, hey, can you tell him pull around the block? I want to be able to put it outside.
Oh, my goodness.
I was like, why he don't want to talk to me? He was like, nah, bro. He said, you out there talking shit, beating on the door. I said, yeah, because I shouldn't even have to be here.
I need the mattress.
Bro, it's like, I got better stuff to do. I got money on my line. I'm sitting here knocking on him. The boss is mad at me because I'm letting him slide. I was like, nah, bro.
That's it.
I said, I know you got some bitches in there. You're going to have to tell them get off that bed. I need it.
Use it up real quick and then we're done.
They finna have to help you take that bitch out the house.
Joe, this is phenomenal. Listen, we have to take a quick break, okay? And before we get more into your pod story and Renton Center wants to sue me. But when we get back, we're going to learn more about Joe and his career as a photographer, some of the more risque photos that he's taken, and what his limitations are, haters, and more. So make sure you guys stay tuned here on The Public Affair. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this super awesome, fun episode of The Public Affair. My very special guest, Mr. Joe Leyo. Before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just some more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, I've got to give a shout out to Julian and Ana Banda with Banda's Hauling Service. They rent dump trailers, darling. That's right. You fill it up, they haul it away. Maybe all that pot that Joe was selling at Renton Center, they could take that too, okay? They also do junk removals and all tree brush in and out.
I'll take that pot away.
They do tree brush removals, haul cars in and out of town, and so much more. Make sure you book with the number on the screen to Banda's Hauling Service. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez with Soko Soccer Academy, located at 3304 Franklin Avenue. They offer team, small group, and individual skills training. They also have elite skills training to make your kids superb star athletes. Open plays on Mondays and Wednesdays for ages 16 and older at 8:30 p.m. with our very good friend, Mr. Mauro Maldonado. You can follow on Facebook at Soko Soccer Academy, on Instagram at Soko Soccer 254. Dominic, Ariana, thank you guys so much for all the support you give The Public Affair. Of course, to Junior Fuentes, Thomas Roberts, and the entire family of J. Petal and Poke, who provide delicious, savory Japanese crepes and poke bowls. They also have handcrafted Thai rolled ice cream for dessert, darling. That's right. You can choose from a menu item or create your own because, Joe, you know I like to be in control, right? With this, that's right. Locations on University Parks Drive and Hewitt Drive, and you can order online at jpetaltx.com. To Thomas, Junior, guys, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Magdaleno Drywall Solutions, with my boy Francisco Magdaleno, who specializes in drywall services, both residential and commercial. He also specializes in all exterior and interior paint, sheetrock, and so much more. If it gets super hot while they're working, they take their shirts off. He said it on the show. He did. He said it on the show. So make sure you call them today so you can look at all the hot dudes. One of them slid in my DMs. Call the number today. Magdaleno Drywall Solutions. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, I can't go on without thanking Sid Rodriguez with Elite Barbershop located on Hewitt Drive. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Squire app so that way you can look all super fresh like I do. Walk-ins are welcome as well. Listen, they got Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, David Rodriguez, Isaac Chavez, Isai, and Clint over there making you look super snackish to Elite Barbershop. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Sid, bro, thank you for all you do for me. I truly appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to get right back into my very special guest, Mr. Joe Leyo, Local Photography. He was just telling us about how he got caught up selling weed at Renton Center. He got caught. I'm sure you did a little time, right?
I didn't do much time.
Oh, you didn't do much time.
Like I said, man, I got caught with such little weed and such little money, bro. It was just a little misdemeanor.
It was just a little, okay.
It was enough to tell me that I wasn't doing what I should be doing.
Right.
And like I said, from there, I ended up back at working at Uncle Dan's, the barbecue place.
Oh, I love Uncle Dan's. I'm obsessed with their chicken.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I'm obsessed with their chicken.
The chicken's pretty good.
I'm not a barbecue person. I don't fuck with brisket.
Really?
I don't like brisket and like fucking chopped beef with the fat and shit. But their chicken is the meat that I've always wanted for a long time. And where if you were cutting that meat, then I want it even times two.
See, I was one of the hardest cutters they had. That was undebatable. I don't care. That's to this day.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
And I ain't cut meat in a while, but you know.
So did you do that and then you became a photographer?
Yeah, it's actually being out there what got me into being photography.
Yes.
Is one day, you know, Dominic Villa.
Yes,
Dominic Villa.
He was on the show.
Yeah, he actually hit me up, and at the time I had a Grand Marquis on some 22-inch Super Post Swingers. And he loves the Texas culture. So
yeah, for sure.
He wanted to take pictures of it. And I was like, if that's what you want to do, I don't see no problem with it. Go ahead.
Right.
So we pulled up. He got to taking photos of it. And he was teaching somebody. I can't remember who it was. It was a young lady. He was sitting there teaching her a little bit about what he was doing. And, giving some lessons.
Yes.
So I'm standing in the background. I'm chopping it up. I'm looking. I'm like, okay. I said, it seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And I didn't think twice about it, bro. So he sent me the photos a few days to a week later, something like that. And I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I like this. It looks cool. And I happened to have somebody ask me if I knew a photographer. So I passed Dominique.
Yeah.
And then he ends up, setting all that up, whatever. And I was like, all right, so how much are you charging these people?
Yes, for sure.
And, mind you, I come from dropping off ounces, but I was making anywhere from like 200 to 250,
a drop.
A couple minutes. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So when he tells me he's charging anywhere from, $50 to 175, depending on the session, I was like, hey, I want a little bit of that. That don't sound too bad. So I was like, what kind of camera would you recommend? Mm-hmm. He was like, at that point, he didn't really have too many recommendations because he just bought what somebody recommended him. Yeah. So that's basically what I did. I was like, well, what do you have? And I went and bought the same camera he did. Yes. It's like I said, then doing what I was doing, I knew that it don't last forever.
Yeah,
nothing lasts forever. It was only a matter of time, especially,
before you have to make changes.
I moved super, super, just carefree, bro. I did not care how I was moving. I wasn't careful at all. Like, I would be in the rent-a-center truck, bro, with just a bag next to me, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't care, bro.
Right?
Yeah, it was like, if I'm gonna get caught, I'm gonna get caught. It don't matter. They're gonna look, they're gonna find it regardless, whether it's back there or up here. I'm just gonna make it easier for both of us, So it's just, like, I knew what I was doing. I knew what the risks were, and like I said, bro, I'm not finna make it harder for both of us.
Right.
Like shit. At this point, if I get caught, then I'd rather just let you know it's here. You ain't got to check the rest of the
there.
truck.
It's like when I go to jail for the first time. It's like, let's just skip all the pleasantries. Whose girlfriend am I? Let's settle shit day one, right? Like,
he said, who bitch am I?
No, nobody has to jump me. We don't have to do this.
You ain't gotta do that. Just go grab their pockets, Andrew.
That's it.
Just go grab the pockets.
I think I would run some jail though. Like, I'm scared, but I think once they find out how good this cat is, they're gonna all be, speaking of cat, you've mentioned that you do, what do they call boudoir photo shoots? Boudoir photo shoots. Yeah. What were some of the most risky shoots that you've ever done? Have you ever done any like triple X shoots with guys and girls, two guys, or what's some of the most like vulgar stuff that you've ever shot?
I wouldn't say it's nothing too vulgar. I had a lady want to get naked, but her concept just didn't make sense. Cause
why did she want to, why?
It's because the place she chose had broken glass all on the floor, and I was like, you really finna get naked and lay down there?
Yeah.
So like, should I not? I was like, no.
Well, maybe, don't you see the artistic vision in it?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit there and try to help somebody pick glass out their butt. That's
or
why
out
I
their
draw the
cooch,
line.
right?
Yeah, like I said, I don't touch my models. I won't touch them.
But you could touch me if you wanted to. Like, if you were taking pictures, you could. Like,
well, see, even like
Andrew,
that,
pull the robe up just a tad.
It's just with today's society, bro. It's just so easy for somebody to
Joe, I don't do that. You can tell me that you need me to move the rope to the side, and I'll tell you, come over here and help me. Yes, you can. That's fine. Okay, this is work.
Well,
right?
see, that's why I keep an assistant. I just send them half the time. Shout out E. My boy E.
It's a boy?
Yeah, my guy. Well, he's a man.
He's a man.
Grown man.
Okay, yeah. Don't do no
get upset
boys
if I
over
call
here. You have to have a
boy.
rule. Yeah, have a rule. No. Okay. So probably the most risque photo shoots that you've ever done were mine, and then girls touching themselves, or boudoir photo shoots. And that's not how you look at it because you're a professional, which is great. Would you do triple X photo shoots like that? Like if a couple said, you know what, just I don't know, videos having sex. Like, would you do it?
I wouldn't say no. I'd have to. It's again. You have to come in for a consultation. I want to see how, like OnlyFans. See, if you came to me for OnlyFans, it would have to be contracted work. Like at that point, we would be for like it would be at least a year contract.
Yes.
We would have 12 months of content. You know, is if I gotta watch you have sex with somebody, I gotta make sure I'm getting paid.
You're getting
for
paid.
It.
I see.
You know,
okay.
Like I said, I got my own specific category of porn, and if that does not fit that category, then I'm definitely charging you for it.
So, but if it's gay porn, then you would do it.
No, why would I?
No, but if I'm paying you.
I mean, yeah, I would.
Yeah,
if
then you would do
it.
You would learn some things, Joe.
I don't know if there's anything I need to learn from gay porn, but
absolutely.
But like, you know,
there's a lot you can
I'm not gonna turn down money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, like, I'm not saying all money's good money, but that's where the consultations come in. You know.
Speaking of which, are there any jobs that you just won't do?
I say no. There aren't. But there are jobs that I charge a little more for because it's just extra heartache.
So probably like gay porn. It goes back to the question, would you do it for $1 billion?
Would I shoot gay porn for $1 billion? Yeah, I shoot gay porn. No, I wouldn't be a star
but
in
what
it.
If I said, Joe, look, I have $250 and me and my new construction worker man from Magdaleno Drywall Solutions are going to make a gay porn and I want you to shoot it because I want this to be a keepsake. How much would you charge me?
For something like that.
It's me.
Like that make it any better, right?
It's me, the person that you've been on my show, and
yeah, Joe is 2 dicks, but one's mine. It's cool.
You've already seen me bottomless. It's fine.
That don't make me feel any better.
You know what I'm trying to do here, right, Joe? I'm trying to get you to confess some things.
Let's see.
He's really thinking about this. We're not
like
quoting prices.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like I'm real like because like I said, I mean I'm all for the art, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and tell somebody they can't be creative because I'm uncomfortable.
Speaking of which, I liked your artistic vision. You know, you did some shoots with another good friend of ours, Jake Harbahal, who I've been friends with for a long time, and I really liked the shoot that you guys did.
Oh, just wait till you see what we did last night.
I know. He told me that you guys shot last night, and I really can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see it. Does he come to you for that idea, and then you say, okay, this is what like the scene we should shoot it at? Because I like the scenery that you guys did.
Basically, how it goes, and I treat Jay like every other client. You bring me your ideas, you show me what you want, and I do the rest. You know, I'll go find the locations. I'll come up with different posing,
for sure.
things to catch the vibe that you want.
Yeah.
And that's why this year, since the beginning of the year, I've been having a lot more consultations with my clients to go over them once. Because there's certain things that I feel like we could hash out through messages.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just a lot of back and forth.
Right.
I'd rather take an hour, sit down, me, you.
I love that.
And we go over what we need.
I can't stand fucking long ass text messages.
Yeah.
I can't. That's why if you notice, I call you a lot.
Yeah.
Because I cannot stand when somebody sends me a message this long. It drives me crazy. I don't know. That's just me. With being a photographer though, obviously there's prices involved. You know what I mean? And a lot of different entrepreneurs that have been on this show say that they sometimes have difficulties in getting people to understand why they charge what they do. Have you ever had any backlash for charging what you do for your photography?
I used to.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, is people already know how established I am.
Yes.
And how, a lot of the clientele I have is high end,
Yes, for sure.
So if I'm out of your price range, majority of them, they're not, too shy to say, hey, Joe, you're a little high, but, eventually we want to work with you.
Yes.
At that point, like I said, we can make a payment plan. We can come up with a way to afford me.
I loved it.
But if, I've had some people that just flat out told me, nah, that's just too much. And, I don't see why it's that much. And, that's not for you to see, though.
Listen, when I book a photo shoot, I don't question those prices. I will say, so you're doing a photo shoot for us this week for the kids team that I sponsor, because my new thing is for the children.
Yeah.
Because it gets really a lot of attention. And, and plus our good friend Maro is the coach, so I sponsor the team for that reason. But I remember the reason why I asked you is because I told you how much do you charge, and I remember you telling me I'm pretty high, Andrew. I was like, Joe, I need you to tell me how much it is because I'm gonna pay for it regardless. And then of course you gave us the little deal, you know what I mean? Which thank you. But no. But even regardless, though, if you would have charged me the full price, I wouldn't question you about that.
Yeah.
And so do you find yourself, do you think it's annoying when people do that?
What, ask for deals?
Yeah. Which thank you for not putting me in that position because you just gave us the deal.
Honestly, I will say that I'm blessed enough to everybody around me knows what I'm worth already. It's those people that are new to this that don't shoot with photographers all the time usually take their own photos or their homegirls take them. It's those people that have trouble seeing the value. anybody around me, like I said,
Yes.
I hang with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people that work for themselves.
Absolutely,
So a lot of them already understand. Like Joe is established. Joe's been doing this for a long time. You know, when you book me, you don't just get photos. You come, you know, I come with a whole book of posing in my head.
For sure.
You know, different concepts, ideas. I do a lot of research in each session. I treat it like it's my own. I put my passion towards it.
And I really like that about you, Joe, because you really are a well-established photographer. And when we first met at the Private Hip Hop headquarters, when I was doing that 4-hour show, we love prescription. I was like, prescription, goddamn, 4 hours. I was like, I'm tired. The tacos. No, listen, but I remember you, like, because you were so well-established and you're like, I've just been wanting to work with you. And we did my sexy photo shoot for free. Which thanks for that too. You know what I mean? So I mean, do you find that hurts you when you put yourself out there like that as a business person?
Nah.
I don't want you to ever feel like I'm taking advantage of you. That's the problem. I want to pay you full price for a photo shoot one day.
If anything,
yes.
In my mind, I try to tell myself I wouldn't be taking advantage of you. You're the one with a platform. Facts. You know, it's when it comes to my work, I'm a very talented person, but
it's very smart. Yes.
I also come from a different life to where you don't advertise what you sell.
Yes.
You don't want people knowing what you do. Mm-hmm. And, you know, separating that from, you know, where I'm at now is why I struggle, because I need to be posting everything I do.
Yes.
I move, you know, like I said, I come from a realm where you move in silence.
Yeah.
And that does nothing for my photography.
Right, for sure.
You know, so I won't say I use people, but if I shoot for free, it's because there's a benefit for me there somewhere.
And I like that. And, you know, first of all, thank you, because you're making me sound like I'm like, you know, Beyonce or something, which I'm so not. Like, you know, where did this Waco celebrity shit come? I'm broke as fuck too. You know what I mean? But,
we all.
But it's a good business tactic. And I tell that to young entrepreneurs growing up, because even like my first ad for the Public Affair, when I had my very first sponsor, I mean, I think he paid me like $10. Like, it wasn't shit. And the biggest mistake that I feel like entrepreneurs make when they're first starting is they want to charge you thousands of dollars for their services, but we don't know what the fuck you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to start off free or little to nothing. Don't you agree?
I agree. That's why I tell a lot of photographers, man, is these jobs ain't just gonna come to you.
Right.
A lot of these big time people, I mean, you have nothing to show.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
You gotta make them want you. You know, and a good way to go about that is you know, start shooting the products you already use daily. Yes. You know, do stuff that you're already buying. You know, don't go out of your way buying stuff hoping that you're gonna be, you know, picked.
Yeah.
Just shoot the stuff that you're already doing now. You don't know who needs content until you have it. You know, I could sit here and you don't know you need pictures.
Right.
Until I start taking 20, 30 of them. I send you a few of them. You're like, ooh, I like those. How much for them? You know, how much you want? How much for more of them? You know, now we talk money. Now, you know, moving forward, hey, look, I can provide you with this kind of content on a more consistent basis. You know, at that point, we're forming long-term, you know, relationships versus just, you know, hey, you booked me this one time for a ridiculous amount of money, and then, you know, you feel how you feel afterwards.
I hope you bitches are taking notes. He's spitting so much facts. No, it's true. You have to be like that.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur.
Coming up, that's exactly what I did. I found a bunch of people that, you know, they had, especially with women. Women, as guys, we don't look at another man and say, I want what he has. I want that, you know. Yeah. But women, man, who did your lashes? Yeah. Who does your nails? Yeah. Who does your hair? And that's where all that word of mouth starts trickling down.
Well, I beg to differ. I had a guy ask me how many men on my show I've slept with.
Well, see, that's different. You know what I'm saying?
And I was like, and I was like this, but why do you want to know?
It's because he wants to find out where the undercover pool is.
Well, we ended up doing that.
And
I kept it between us because that's what you do. Listen, God, Joe, I hate that we're running out of time. But we are running out of time, which I fucking hate. And I enjoyed having you on the show so much. But before we go, you know, with a business owner, right, as what you are, because you have picture-this photography. Yes. And so have you experienced any negativity behind the scenes? Like, do you feel like there were people who were trying to be triumphant over you and maybe they were trying to like tear you down on you? Because again, you're very easy to, I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. I love all the photographers that I've worked with. I do. You know, I love Kenneth. I love Lindsay. But I will say you have, and they're all been easy to work with, but I will say, because you're here, you are super simple to work with. You're very easy. You listen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So do you ever find yourself in a position where somebody was like hating on you?
If they do, they never brought it to me.
Yeah. Men ain't doing that these days. We talked about that on a couple episodes ago. They're just not. They want to take to fucking Facebook and talk about you and type and shit.
I will tell you, man, if anybody hated on me,
yes,
they hating on themselves, because I ain't got a reason. There's no reason to hate me. That's, you know, if I'm doing something and you want to figure it out, I'm quick to tell you. I'm quick to let you know. So if you hating on me, it's for whatever animosity you have. That's all. You know,
me and Maro had that conversation.
Yeah,
so we just had that conversation.
That's exactly how it goes, though. You know,
they're gonna hate on you the more you succeed.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can do about that.
That's it.
You know, you can do one or two things. You can hate me or you can hit me up.
That's it. And let's just work.
Yeah.
But why? Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And I tell him too, and I only reference him because you and I are both good friends with him. It's like, everything doesn't deserve a response.
Yeah.
Although I did almost have my first fight the other day. It was, I was scared. Man, I was scared, but I felt like it was necessary.
I would tell you, man, Mara would tell you back in the day, we were quick to throw hands with people.
Oh,
like,
I know.
I
know.
It took very little, but nowadays
he talks about it all the time. And I told him though, I was like, you're held in a different standard now because he's involved with Soko and stuff. I was like, you just can't do that. Like it's hard, Joe, but you have to listen. I've had bitches spread rumors about me all over goddamn social media, and if I can tear them up. Do you understand me? You have to understand. I am gay. I will fuck your life up. Do you know the things that I know about you and you don't know that I know?
I've seen gay people with grown ass beards,
I'm a cat. I'd be like this with the fucking index. All right, don't fuck with me. But we had the conversations that I was like, there's just some things that you have to learn. You can't, because we're in different standpoints in our life now. Like you're an entrepreneur, he's an entrepreneur, and I'm an entrepreneur. We don't entertain the minuscule shit. If that's a word, that's not the word. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not minuscule. Minuscule. That's how you pronounce it. You know what I mean?
I was lost for a second.
You don't. So I mean, good for you. I'm glad that you get to.
It is a lot of growing.
Do you still want to punch somebody in the face sometimes though? It's hard.
Nah, not really. Is as a grown man, I ain't gonna sit here and take the time out of my day to ruin my energy to give somebody a reaction, bro. And most of the time, that's all they look for is a reaction.
Just shut the hell up. What happened to just going home and smashing? Like,
right.
Right.
Like go get you some money or something. Okay. Don't worry about me.
I can't stand it. But no, and we talked about it. God, no. Listen, we talked about it on my last episode too. In the episode before, is that I just feel like I'm gonna speak on behalf of men. I'm not a woman, even though I do bottom a lot. Yeah. But but I'm just saying, I'm still a man at the end of the day, and I just feel like men are moving differently these days. Like, what happened to just having a conversation and be like, bro, I didn't like that you did this. Like, if you have an issue with me, you have to just come say, I didn't like this. Let's talk about it, and then you move on. I don't,
Yeah, but people don't do that no more.
They don't do that no more.
They either talk mess about you behind your back or they shoot you.
I hate that.
Like, I remember, man, like, I'm not old, but I come from the
You're younger than me, right?
How old are you?
I'm 31.
I'm just like a year younger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So see, like I come from a day where you had a problem with somebody, you tell them what the problem was. If y'all don't like it, y'all fight and y'all go on about your day.
Well, I was never fighting, but still.
Nah, see, we did. See, like I said, man, there's so many people I fought in high school that I would shake their hands to right now.
That's
I'm not gonna sit here fight you and have a problem and then afterwards still have a problem with you. Then what was the point of fighting?
I made the joke that it was almost kind of serious that I did not get in a fight the other day, but I did notice that my friend was being just surrounded. And I talked to him about it, and I was like, I'm not saying I would have done anything, and it could have been anybody that was surrounding him. It's not anybody specific. I don't have any beef with anybody specific. You know what I mean? But I was just saying, I just saw you being surrounded by too many people, and there was too much aggression where in my mind, my body got hot. You know what I mean? And I was going like this, and I was like, the minute I see somebody make contact, I'm in there, And I know I'm gonna get my ass whooped,
but you're gonna jump in there.
I was gonna jump in, but no, I'm glad it didn't. It did not escalate to that, which it didn't need to.
You are definitely one of the people I wouldn't mind going to the bar with. If I know you got my back like
Joe,
that.
I don't fight. I do not fight.
If it's one of more people he'd be, you better be fighting.
But I think it was just because we're close friends, and again, no disrespect to nobody. It was stupid. You know what I mean? I don't have no beef with nobody. Just put that out there before people want to fucking mess with me, want to jump me. I don't want to fight nobody. I don't. But I'm happy that nobody fought. But I'm just saying, I think it's because it was him, and I talked to him. And I was like, I was like feeling it. Is this what it feels like when you're about to get in a fight? I've been assaulted before, but that's different. You know what I mean? Like
it's different.
Yeah, I got my ass whooped from being assaulted, but that's different. I don't know. It was just weird. Anyway, listen, Joe, what's next for you? I mean, again, you're a renowned photographer, phenomenal photographer with Picture This photography. What can we expect next coming from you? I mean, is that something that you want to go? Are you full time with it or?
Right now I do Picture This photography full time.
Oh, I'm so happy for you guys.
We shoot, 7 days a week, anytime. Studios
and you're
open
booked
late.
And fucking busy.
Yeah,
sometimes I can't get a hold of you, Joe. I'm trying to confirm Thursday, bitch.
I'm always
to invite you on the show to confirm Thursday.
I'm either on the go,
yes.
I'm shooting, or I'm at the house, and sometimes I gotta put my phone down, because if not,
absolutely.
like I won't get no work done.
I need to practice that.
I feel like half the time I got ADHD because I cannot concentrate.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I have to be, zoned in.
Yes.
Or else I ain't gonna
get
nothing
easily
done.
distracted. Yeah, for sure.
See, and that's exactly why I probably won't text you sometimes. You message me,
I
hey,
understand. No, I understand.
What's going on? It's because I'm not trying to look at my phone, because I will pick it up, I'll look at that message, I'll respond.
Yes.
And then I'll be on YouTube trying to find something else to listen to. Now I'm on Facebook. What's going on? Hold on, McLennan County mugshots. Who got arrested? You see it? Then now I'm way all over the place.
Mike.
So I will be left and right, bro. That's what I said. Like I gotta focus.
No, good for you, and I respect that about you. I do. I know when you don't pick up the phone, it's because you are booked and busy. You are, and I'm very proud of you for that. I want you to know that, and I'm so grateful that as much as you think that it meant a lot for me to do a photo shoot with you, it means a lot that you came on my show. No, honestly, it really does. I really don't think I'm shit like people think I am. I just stop. I really don't. You know what I mean?
I will say we're allowed to have our opinion of you, Andrew. We're allowed. Like I said, man, you killing it. You killing the podcasting game. I listened to a few podcasts. I've seen a few, and by far yours is like one of the more like on your feet. You don't know what you're gonna say next. you are definitely a wild card.
Thank you.
So like I said, it's energy like that. I like to hang with wild cards, bro. That's where you get a lot of good energy, good inspiration. And
I'm official. We can hang out. Yeah, we're gonna hang out. We are. Listen. Shout out to you. You're gonna take the rest of this red wine home. I put them onto red wine. I'm not gonna get put onto pot. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna do it. Like, man, hey, I can't smoke. I'm 31 years old.
You don't have to smoke. Oh. You like brownies? hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, it'll have you Velcro to that chair.
Will it?
Yeah.
Will it have somebody Velcroed on top of me?
It depends on how
if
you
your brownie's gonna have somebody on top of this.
It definitely will.
Okay, well, you know what? Coming up next, we might be trying pop brownies on the public affair. No, I'm kidding. Joe, thank you so much. How can we get a hold of you in case we want to book a photo shoot?
You can reach me. Phone number 254-733-9962. I take calls, texts. Set up them consultations. We can sit down, go over any ideas. You bring me even one bit of inspiration, we can kill it.
Highly recommended. 10 out of 10. I loved doing my photo shoot. I said doing my photo shoot with Joe Leyo. You guys, I'm highly recommending it. Best of luck to you in everything that you do. And I hope that when you become a world-renowned photographer that you still remember me.
Oh, hey, Andrew, of course.
Yes,
every time I get them paid gigs, I'm be like, hey, you need a male model? Hey, Andrew coming.
I do hostings. If you ever need a host, just let me know.
There you go.
Yes, okay, and I'll charge you the cheap. I'm a cheap whore. My services are cheap. I am. I'm very cheap.
Well, hey, it won't be when we connect, like I said, Andrew, because at that point, man, when I start getting some money, everybody around me finna get some money too, bro.
I love that mindset.
That's how I come, bro. It's all the models that rock with me when I first come, because there's a few people, that they didn't have to shoot with me when I was bad, bro. But they did. They took the chance, and to this day, I will move mountains to make sure that they get booked and taken care of, bro. And whenever I get paid gigs, yo, I got this for you. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
And I will hit them every time before I give it, anybody else, bro. And it's, like I said, it's just for like they took the time to help me practice, and they didn't have to do that, bro. I was garbage back then.
Right, for sure. I love it, Joe. Listen, very humbled individual, good head on his shoulders. Hit him up. Picture this photography. Joe, thank you again so much for coming on to the public
appreciate
affair.
You having
Enjoy
me,
this
Andrew.
red wine. The wife is at home, correct? Right. Are you married?
Nah, I'm engaged.
You're engaged. Excuse me. The fiance is at the house.
My fiance.
And you're about to see what this red wine is going to do for you and the fiance, bitch. You're going to have a lifetime of marriage.
Hey, I got some honey at the house too.
Oh my!
I know Mr. Warren done told you about that.
Joe.
It's going down.
Maybe behind the scenes he did. You guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Public Affair. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow Picture This Photography on social media, correct?
Let's get to work.
Yes, and Joe Leyo, thank you again for coming on to The Public Affair. Before we go,
for having me.
Let me just give a shout out to just some more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode, of course, is brought to us by Pollo Box and Audio with my boy Jeffrey Monreal. Home for all your LED needs and auto accessories, installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. Definitely a jack of all trade and your one-stop shop to get everything done in one roof. He put the dark tint in my car. You know, he did that, right? So, you know, you can take pictures of that
Boyle,
if you want.
Boyle did a lot of work for me back in the day, bro.
Oh, yeah. And he's just killing it now.
Yeah, he is.
Full-time. Oh,
hey,
my
I'm proud of him. I remember he was working for somebody else when I found out about him, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And since then, he started working for himself. Hey, he's been killing it.
He is killing it. You guys have got to hit him up for all your car mods. I love Jeffrey Monreal. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the brothers roofing and remodeling with my boy Jesus Sanchez, all the way from Mart, Texas. I think it's so hot that this man from Mart watches The Public Affair. I do. I just think it's so great. He's a small construction business from Mart, Texas, specializing in general roofing needs and so much more. Protect your home from all the crazy elements of the Texas weather with this high quality and affordable work, amongst other things, because that's not all he does. Follow on Facebook and call the number on the screen. He offers finances as well. You know, sometimes doing work to your house be costing a little bit of money, but that's okay because my boy Jesus Sanchez got you. Brothers Roofing and Remodeling, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Vences Transport LLC with my boy Lee Vences, a local transport service from Waco who does work all over the United States. That's right, darling, providing hotshot services from RVs, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and so much more. Follow on Facebook at Vences Transport LLC for more information. Listen, I said all over the United States. He's going to go to New York. He's going to go to Connecticut, everywhere. He doesn't care where you are. He's coming. Lee Vences, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Rosalinda's Insurance Agency. You know, we love our girl, Rosalinda Perez, who provides all insurance needs, including auto, life, home, and everything, darling. That's why she also provides notary services, because sometimes we need an official notice signed, and we don't know who to go to, but Rosalinda offers that, amongst other things. Habla español también. Contact her with the number on the screen. Rosalinda Perez, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. You know we got to give a shout out to Junior Banda with Fatboy Michelin and Botanas, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you had that? Oh, you're missing out. You're from South Waco. Go to hell. He's running South Waco right now. He provides the best Michelin and Botana plates for yourself or for a party with a menu of a ton of different items, including Botana bowls, chamois, pickles, and more. He's locally operated, so make sure you get the best and not the. He's got ceviche now, and he's also got aguachiles.
Man.
Oh, you're gonna roll around in this amazing, Joe. I swear to God.
It's just ceviche. It just gives me I got bad memories.
Well, you have bad memories of it, but you haven't had it from Junior Banda. So I'm going to hit you up with Fatboy Michelin and Botana. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Fatboy Michelin and Botana and place your order now to Junior Banda. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And listen, I just got to give a quick honorable mention real quick. I had somebody make me some really gorgeous business cards the other day, and I told her I was going to give her a shout out on The Public Affair. Miss Annette Alvarado with Small Business, Big Dreams. She's helping to educate and equip small businesses to become more successful, perfect for the up and coming entrepreneur. In case you need some of that stuff, the equipment that you need, so that way you can put your name out there. She offers business cards, flyers, decals, and so much more. Call the number on the screen. Annette Alvarado, Small Business, Big Dreams. Thank you so much for the fucking business cards are lit. She put the QR code back there. Now you have to do a scan and you get The Public Affair.
Fun fact, me and Annette got a photo shoot coming up too.
Oh, stay tuned for that. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
She's great, gonna be popping it, boy.
She is amazing.
Hey, she is amazing.
Oh, I love Annette.
Talk about hustle. Annette got some hustle, boy.
Girl, yes. Listen, that's a different conversation. But you know what, Joe? Again, thank you for coming on to the show, and we're gonna shoot my risque photo shoot. But don't forget, Joe, to always keep it between us.
Hey, yes, sir.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.